Guess what, folks? Guess what's out? It's the happiness index. And, for the first time in history, in other words, for the first time since the UN started doing the happiness index, the United States has fallen out of the top 20. You have to ask yourself, how can the richest country in the world, that country that made of milk and honey, it's the capitalist bastion, it's a place that everybody wants to go to. Well, there is a problem. Houston, there is a problem. Of the happiest countries in the world, guess where most of them are? Of course, as usual, the Nordic countries, stuff that we've spoken about over and over again. And the fight between Finland and Denmark continues. Finland is the happiest country in the world. I wonder why. Great educational system, great healthcare system. They care about their people. They take care of their people. Followed by whom? Denver. Denver again, great healthcare system. They take care of their kids. They take care of families. They are the true countries that can say family values. Iceland, often run by women. It is wonderful to see that countries that really take care of their own are the countries that are doing very well. Sweden, of course, we know that Sweden does very well. Again, they take care of their people. It's interesting because Israel also made the list. And you have to ask yourself, what's so special about Israel? Well, the truth of the matter is, Israel is what I call a capitalist socialist state, because it has a huge social network. You take a look at the kibbutz. That's a sort of a collective social sets of programs. You take a look at their healthcare system. You take a look at all these things together, right? And it turns out that in as much as they are our sister nation, they don't make the mistakes we have in the way we take care of our population. They care about their population. We don't. We believe in laissez-faire capitalism that really harms many of us. The Netherlands, of course, the Netherlands would make the list. Norway, I had a caller from Norway who spoke about his son being paralyzed and on a mountain. I think he went skiing or something like that. I should link the interview with him. I did a long interview that eventually went viral. This guy from Norway said, actually, he's an American who left America because of our system and decided to move and migrate to Norway, and has never turned or looked back, because he said he's a productive citizen, but all the programs that one would expect a good country to have to take care of its people, Norway fit the bill. His son got into a ski accident, got paralyzed for a while. They sent the helicopter to bring his son down to the hospital. They paid the insurance system, made sure that his son had transportation to and from rehab. I mean, it was just, he said, a humane experience, even as tragic as what happened to his son. And of course, we have Luxembourg, Switzerland, number 10, Australia, 11, New Zealand, 12, Costa Rica. At least one country in my part of the world, Costa Rica, they have a good healthcare system where you have people that come to your home. With the way they do it is, I think I don't remember how many years they make sure that every single, whether you're in the mountains, on the top of a cliff, or wherever, they make sure that you have contact with the health system that does a checkout of you, etc. They send people around the country to take good care of their people. Kuwait, well, of course, it's a rich country, abundance in oil. But I tell you what, it just shows you, by having Costa Rica on it at the same time that you have Kuwait, you can be not the richest country, or the poorest country. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a system that is humane and cares about people. Canada, of course, is number 15, Belgium 16, Ireland number 17, Czech Republic is 18, 19 is Lithuania, and 20th is Great Britain, the United Kingdom. Again, there's something special about all these places. They have great health care for their people, and they have good programs to make people's lives worth living without having the stresses that we have here in the United States. Now, you may say the United States is 23. That's way above the 100 and something nations in the United Nations, and you would be right. There's a lot of good happening in our country, but for being the bastion, the richest country on the planet, not necessarily per capita, but as far as resources is concerned, one would expect us to be at the top of the list and be able to do the things that we want to do. Now, I'll tell you something else. In as much as our happiness index is rated at 23, if you were to go into individual areas of our country, whether it be Appalachias, the ghettos, the barrios, etc., the misery index would be pretty high because, as it turns out, we have great bifurcations in how people live. And until we understand that and start fixing those issues, we will continue to be where we are. But again, we have fallen out of the top 20 for the first time ever on this list. We have to stop being a country in decline and remember what it's like to be that country that can lead the way. And let's go ahead and do that again, folks. Let's go ahead and do that again.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.